Here's a question for you. Um, so you're actually tasked with taking a lot of, sort of this folklore, right?
Mhm.
And giving it form and function and whatnot. Like, what are the steps that you took to like take these characters or these different sort of mythological creatures and give them shape or function? Like, what was that process like?
Well, for Trese, the producers and Netflix, the producers in Indonesia at base, um, they
Hmm.
they paid for us to fly out to Manila and then tour all the locations that they were thinking about, covering the writers and the
Wow.
producers in the Philippines. And so we toured there, me and Jay Oliva, and we tried to immerse ourselves and do our best to take as many photos. And I did live there for a while, but I only had like this one route from home to college, you know, so I didn't get to see everything, But the thing is, when I lived in the Philippines, I was stuck in traffic so much that you just sit there and
And
look at
watch.
things. And so, yeah, that's how I absorb things. And then when Jay and I went to the Philippines, we just really, worked hard to make sure that, oh, this can fit here, this can fit there in the story. So, and then, it's not just me and Jay, the team that we assembled, all engulfed themselves in the culture and the pictures and all that stuff. So I really handed to them. They adopted the ways, they had like they really immersed themselves. So yeah, the
So
team's amazing.
I Nuno, like he just reminds me of like Oscar the Grouch, right? Like I want him to still be alive.
so
Well,
one
in
of
the
the things
Philippines, they might actually exist, So
How about that?
Nice.
one of the things that amazes me about that, right, is that you can sit in this environment and look at images and books and sculpture, and that gives you that visual piece. But in animation, how things move and how things sound are equally important. So, what was your process in getting that right? Right, like you can't look that up. There's usually no reference material on what these things sound like.
Oh yeah, this is a half horse, half man. You know,
yeah,
uh,
totally.
go. Like come on, like yeah, how'd that work?
Well, I know Ryan, he's used to world building and stuff like that. It's a lot of pressure because there's a whole culture looking at it. So you have to rely on others like Tanya, the producer at base. She, was there for us anytime we had a question. And then, Jay and I would always reach out to family members. My parents are in the Philippines, so I'm like saying,
Mm.
what would they do with this, in the Philippines? How would they say this? How would they dress for this? And it's just a lot of research and just kind of like being passionate about it.
Yeah.